the one that comes to mind actually, off the top of my head, I mean, there's probably a lot of others, but the part in Zelda: Link to the Past when he has to play the flute to the ghost of the boy in like the grove, and like because the boy used to play the flute to the animals. I forget what the whole story was, but the mom has the flute and like tells Link to go to the grove to play it, and there's just something about that really makes me cry. Adam, Square Painter, he did a painting of that scene just recently. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's mine.
Mine's kind of weird, but Gears of War 2 and 3.
Really?
Yeah. In the first, so Gears of War is always seen as like this bro shooter game, but when you get to the second one, the one guy Dom, who's player 2, if you're playing, and like the cool thing about it was like the co-op was player 2 and player 1 is like Lance and Bill. Like neither one is really player 2. They're both very important, and actually Dom had more actual development than what's his name, Marcus did, but Dom's wife is a character that is always, he's trying to find his wife. She was captured by the Locust Horde, which is the enemy army, and you get into this underground area where it's like the Locust base, and you find his wife, and there's this scene where she comes out of this like torture machine, and she comes out and she's in her dress and everything, and he sees her and he's like, oh my God, Maria, and he goes and he hugs her, and then it cuts around him and she's all fucked up looking. Oh. She's in she's all like bald and she's scarred and everything, and she's just completely catatonic. And it's like when you first get her, you're like, oh my God, she's okay, everything's cool. And then it turns out like, no, she's gone. Like and basically Dom has to kill her. And you don't see it happen. You see it like off the side, but that part hit me. And then in the third game, Dom is just distraught, and it's like after the second game, everything's kind of fucked up, and you're basically like the Gears are all like refugees now. They're just going wherever they can because most of the world is destroyed. And Dom eventually, spoiler alert if you haven't played it, but there's this part where there's no way out. Like they're basically all going to die, and Dom sacrifices himself. And when you play all those games, they're excellent games too. When Dom dies, it's a huge hit. It was one of the first times, like even talking about it now, I'm actually getting like kind of like goosebumps and stuff. But that game was seriously, I couldn't believe it because he was in all the games, and this was over the course of the first game was 2006. Gears of War 3 was 2011 or 12, I think. And I remember like playing through that. And then the thing is afterwards, you just pick up as the next character, who I believe was Jace, who was still pretty cool. But it's like you've been playing as Dom for now, 3 games, and for such a huge character to just be killed off, and in such a like very meaningful way though too, because he was totally like, he was just gone throughout most of the game, and it was the character progression was really, really good. Gears of War is extremely a complex game. If people think it's just a shooter, it's actually way more. The story is excellent.
Gotcha.
I would say that.
Cry. The end of Metal Gear Solid 3.
Wow. That's a good one too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. When after you find, at the graveyard, you find out the
whole you find out
the voiceover,
and
the music.
They fucked you over completely in the game too, pretty much, and like it turns out.
And that fucking end credits music, that's some good shit right there.
Yeah, Metal Gear 3 was excellent.
And I don't care who knows it. I cried at the end of Armageddon.
Yeah?
Even now, when Bruce Willis sacrifices himself, he's a fucking patriot. I don't know about any movies for you guys.
I mean, Terminator 2.
Oh,
Terminator 2.
Yeah, that's
lowering
a good one.
Into the metal is hard to watch.
And then he gives the thumbs up.
The thumbs up is just it just rips your heart even further out.
Finger?
Yeah. And then honestly, the newest one, fucking Endgame. I won't, just in case somebody hasn't seen it. Endgame, when we went and saw it in theaters, because we saw it at Newt's Theater back then, and I was in my chair like I was holding it in the whole time at the end of it. Yeah. Right. Oh my God. And the whole like I love you 3000 thing killed me. I was just like, oh my God.
No.
Oh, I felt nothing
Yeah.
on that. I think, but it was just, I don't know.
The thing with me was those characters that they had in Marvel were, I grew up watching like all those cartoons, and seeing them on the big screen for me was like the biggest deal I'd ever seen in movies. Seeing Iron Man and Captain America and Thor and Spider-Man and X-Men, all of that was mind blowing to me, because I never thought I would ever see movies of X-Men when I was watching the 90s X-Men cartoon or the Spider-Man cartoon. I
Like,
never
you'd
would
think
have
they
thought
would have
that.
made those movies sooner.
Yeah, like with Batman, I could understand Batman. It was, Batman's been around for how many, but Spider-Man and the X-Men never felt like they had such wide popularity. And when I remember when I first saw the marquee for X-Men, and it was just the X, and it didn't say any words. It just said when it was coming out. And I was just like, are they fucking making an X-Men movie? Because, I couldn't look it up.
Batman 89, it was that logo, and it was like in Times Square, and it was everywhere. Like the big Batman logo.
Yeah.
The yellow and black colors. It was
Plus, too, following like a movie franchise for 10 years and then where it ends, like being there with all the characters. And, I still marathon the Marvel movies to this day.
It took you that many movies to make you cry. Michael Bay did it in one with Armageddon. Who's the better filmmaker?
Okay, crying at a movie, though, really the most. We did a review of it on Rental Reviews. It was Born Free.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's the title of the video, too. Was like the only movie that made me like actually cry. Born Free. So check out our review, or even better, check out the movie.
Yeah, Born Free was great. That was actually a really and it was. I was watching it, getting choked up a little bit too. It is.
Yeah,
it's intense.